What if I told you that the SUV sitting in your driveway right now could be costing you thousands of dollars in hidden expenses, unreliable repairs, and plummeting resale value? Imagine waking up 5 years from now trying to sell your beloved Honda SUV only to discover it's worth half of what your neighbor's Toyota is commanding on the market. The truth is, not all SUVs are created equal, and in the battle between two of Japan's automotive giants, there are clear winners and shocking losers. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the 3 Honda SUVs you should absolutely avoid in 2025 and revealing the 3 Toyota SUVs that represent the smartest investment you can make for your family's future. Whether you're a diehard Honda fan or considering your first SUV purchase, what you're about to discover might completely change your mind about which keys you want in your pocket. Let's dive in. 3 worst Honda SUVs, 3 Honda Passport. Let's start with the first Honda SUV you should think twice about, the Honda Passport. Now I know what you're thinking. The Passport looks great on paper. It's a mid-size SUV that slots between the CR-V and the Pilot, offering decent space and Honda's reputation backing it up. But here's where things get complicated. The Passport suffers from an identity crisis that Honda has never quite resolved. It's trying to be a rugged, adventure-ready SUV while also being a comfortable family hauler, and it ends up excelling at neither. The ride quality is surprisingly harsh for a Honda, especially on rough roads where competitors like the Toyota Highlander glide smoothly. Owners consistently report a choppy, unsettled feeling that makes long highway drives tiresome and city potholes feel more jarring than they should. But the real killer for the Passport is its value proposition. When you compare it to the competition, especially Toyota's offerings, the Passport comes up short in almost every measurable way. The fuel economy is mediocre at best, averaging around 18 miles per gallon in the city and 24 on the highway. In an era where hybrid technology is becoming standard and gas prices remain unpredictable, that's simply not competitive. The Toyota Highlander Hybrid, which we'll discuss later, achieves 36 miles per gallon in the city, nearly doubling the Passport's efficiency. The interior quality is another pain point. While Honda interiors used to feel premium and well-assembled, the Passport's cabin feels cheaper than its price tag suggests. Hard plastics dominate surfaces where you'd expect soft-touch materials, and the infotainment system is frustratingly outdated. The touchscreen response is sluggish, the graphics look like they're from 2015, and the overall user experience pales in comparison to Toyota's modern systems. Then there's the issue of space. For a midsize SUV, the Passport's cargo area is surprisingly limited. You're getting about 41 cubic feet behind the second row and 77 cubic feet with the seats folded. Compare that to the Highlander's 48 and 84 cubic feet respectively, and you're leaving a significant amount of usable space on the table. For families who actually use their SUVs for road trips, camping gear, or hauling sports equipment, those missing cubic feet matter more than you'd think. Resale value is where the Passport really takes a hit. Honda SUVs used to hold their value nearly as well as Toyota's, but that gap has widened considerably. After 5 years of ownership, you can expect the Passport to retain only about 45 to 50% of its original value, while comparable Toyota models are holding on to 60% or more. That's potentially thousands of dollars evaporating from your investment. 2. Honda HR-V. Moving on to our second Honda to avoid, we have the HR-V, and this one might surprise some people because the HR-V has been a popular choice in the subcompact SUV segment. But popularity doesn't always equal quality, and the HR-V exemplifies this perfectly. The biggest issue with the HR-V is that it's fundamentally compromised by its platform and powertrain. Honda redesigned the HR-V for the 2023 model year, and while it looks more mature and upscale than its predecessor, the driving experience took several steps backward. The naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder engine produces a measly 158 horsepower, which sounds adequate until you actually try to merge onto a highway or pass slower traffic. The acceleration is lethargic, the CVT transmission drones annoyingly at higher RPMs, and the overall driving experience feels underpowered and unrefined. What's particularly frustrating is that Honda knows how to make excellent small SUVs. They've done it before. But with the HR-V, it feels like they were so focused on achieving a certain price point and fuel economy numbers that they forgot to make the vehicle enjoyable to drive. The steering is numb and disconnected, providing almost no feedback about what the front wheels are doing. The suspension is tuned too softly, resulting in excessive body roll in corners that makes the HR-V feel larger and clumsier than it actually is. Interior space is another major disappointment. Despite Honda's reputation for maximizing interior room, the HR-V feels cramped, especially in the back seat. Rear passengers will find limited legroom and headroom, making it uncomfortable for adults on anything longer than a quick trip across town. The cargo area is also smaller than many competitors, and the lack of a height-adjustable cargo floor means you can't configure the space as efficiently as you can in rivals. The technology package in the HR-V is bare bones even in higher trims. You're getting a basic infotainment system with small screens in the lower trims, and even when you upgrade, the system still lags behind what Toyota offers in the Corolla Cross. There's no digital instrument cluster option, the driver assistance features feel intrusive and poorly calibrated, and the overall tech experience feels like it's from a previous generation. Build quality concerns have also started surfacing among HR-V owners. Reports of squeaks and rattles developing within the first year of ownership are more common than they should be for a brand with Honda's reputation. Panel gaps are inconsistent, paint quality seems thinner than previous Honda products, and the overall fit and finish doesn't match the price you're paying. One Honda Pilot. Now we come to what might be the most controversial entry on our list, the Honda Pilot. The Pilot has been a staple of Honda's lineup and a favorite among families who need three-row seating. The latest generation, introduced for 2023, brought a complete redesign that looked promising on paper. But the execution has been problematic in ways that make it hard to recommend over Toyota's three-row offerings. Let's start with the most significant issue: reliability concerns with the new generation. Early adopters of the redesigned Pilot have reported a concerning number of problems, particularly with the transmission and electrical systems. The 10-speed automatic transmission, which is new for this generation, has exhibited jerky shifting, hesitation, and in some cases, complete failure, requiring replacement. For a brand that built its reputation on bulletproof reliability, this is a serious black mark. The Pilot's infotainment system has been a source of endless frustration for owners. Honda's latest software is buggy, with frequent crashes, slow response times, and connectivity issues with both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Wireless CarPlay drops connections randomly, and the native navigation system is so poor that most owners rely exclusively on their phones. In 2025, when seamless connectivity is expected as a baseline feature, the Pilot's tech package feels unacceptably flawed. Fuel economy is another area where the Pilot disappoints. The V6 engine was replaced with a turbocharged four-cylinder that was supposed to deliver better efficiency, but real-world results have been underwhelming. Owners are reporting fuel economy numbers that barely improve over the previous generation, and in some driving conditions, they're actually worse. When you compare this to the Toyota Grand Highlander Hybrid, which we'll discuss later, the efficiency gap is enormous. The ride quality in the Pilot is also surprisingly harsh. Honda tuned the suspension for what they call a more engaging driving experience, but in a three-row family SUV, most buyers prioritize comfort over sportiness. The result is a vehicle that transmits too much road noise and impacts into the cabin, making it fatiguing on long family trips. The third-row seats, while usable for adults in a pinch, are tight and uncomfortable for extended periods. Perhaps most damning is the value proposition. The Pilot has gotten expensive, with well-equipped models easily pushing past $50,000. At that price point, you're competing directly with the Toyota Grand Highlander and even luxury brands, and the Pilot simply doesn't deliver enough refinement, technology, or reliability to justify its premium pricing. You're paying Honda near luxury prices for a vehicle that delivers a decidedly mainstream experience with above-average problems. The 3 best Toyota SUVs. 3. Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Let's start with the first Toyota SUV you absolutely should consider, the RAV4 Hybrid. This vehicle has become America's best-selling SUV for good reason, and in 2025, it represents one of the smartest purchases you can make in the compact SUV segment. The RAV4 Hybrid combines Toyota's bulletproof 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine with their proven hybrid system to deliver a total of 219 horsepower. That might not sound earth-shattering, but the power delivery is smooth, linear, and more than adequate for any real-world driving situation. More importantly, this powertrain delivers an EPA-estimated 41 miles per gallon in the city and 38 on the highway. Those are Prius-like numbers in a spacious, capable SUV that can handle family duties with ease. The driving experience in the RAV4 Hybrid is confidence-inspiring in ways that Honda's current offerings simply aren't. The suspension strikes an excellent balance between comfort and control. soaking up road imperfections while still feeling composed in corners. The steering, while not particularly sporty, provides adequate feedback and weights up nicely at highway speeds. The overall package feels polished and refined in a way that makes every drive pleasant rather than a chore. Interior quality is where the RAV4 Hybrid really shines compared to the Honda HR-V or even the CR-V. Toyota has invested heavily in improving materials and fit and finish, and it shows. Soft-touch surfaces are used generously throughout the cabin. The switchgear feels solid and well-damped, and the overall ambiance is several notches above what you'll find in competing Honda products. The seats are supportive and comfortable even on long drives, and there's genuine space for adults in the back seat. The technology package in the RAV4 Hybrid is comprehensive and actually works as intended. The infotainment system is responsive, the graphics are modern and clear, and both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration work flawlessly. Toyota Safety Sense, which comes standard, includes adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking, and blind spot monitoring. These systems are calibrated intelligently, providing assistance without being intrusive or annoying. Cargo space is generous at 37 cubic feet behind the rear seats and 69 cubic feet with them folded. While these numbers aren't class-leading, the cargo area is well-shaped and usable, with a low-load floor that makes it easy to load heavy items. The available hands-free power lift gate is a nice convenience feature that works reliably. But perhaps the most compelling reason to choose the RAV4 Hybrid is its resale value. After 5 years of ownership, you can expect to recoup approximately 60 to 65% of your original purchase price. That's exceptional in the automotive world and represents thousands of dollars more than you'd get back from a comparable Honda. The RAV4 Hybrid's reputation for reliability means buyers are willing to pay premium prices for used examples, knowing they're getting a vehicle that still has many trouble-free years ahead. 2. Toyota Highlander Hybrid. Moving up in size, we come to the Toyota Highlander Hybrid, which represents the gold standard in mid-size 3-row SUVs. This is the vehicle that the Honda Pilot and Passport are trying to compete with, and frankly, they're not even close. The Highlander Hybrid uses a refined version of Toyota's hybrid system, pairing a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with electric motors to produce 243 horsepower. The power delivery is seamless and surprisingly robust, with the instant torque from the electric motors providing strong acceleration from a standstill. But the real magic is in the fuel economy. The Highlander Hybrid achieves 36 miles per gallon in the city and 35 on the highway. Compare those numbers to the Honda Pilot's 21 city and 27 highway, and you're looking at potential savings of thousands of dollars over the life of the vehicle. Interior space is where the Highlander Hybrid truly excels. The second-row seats offer genuine comfort for adults, with ample legroom and supportive cushions. The available captain's chairs in the second row add a premium touch and make access to the third row easier. Speaking of the third row, while it's still best suited for children or short trips for adults, it's more spacious and comfortable than what you'll find in the Honda Pilot. With all 3 rows in use, you still have 16 cubic feet of cargo space for groceries or luggage. The materials and build quality throughout the Highlander Hybrid's cabin are impressive. Soft-touch materials are used extensively. The wood grain trim looks convincing and upscale, and the overall fit and finish is tight and squeak-free, even after years of use. Toyota's attention to detail extends to things like the damping of storage compartments, the weight of the sun visors, and the satisfying click of the switchgear. These might seem like small details, but they contribute to an overall impression of quality that Honda's current offerings lack. Technology and safety features are comprehensive and well executed. The available 12.3-inch touchscreen is responsive and intuitive, with crisp graphics and logical menu structures. The optional JBL sound system delivers excellent audio quality, and the panoramic sunroof makes the cabin feel airy and spacious. Toyota Safety Sense comes standard and includes all the latest driver assistance features, calibrated to be helpful without being intrusive. The Highlander Hybrid's reliability record is exemplary. Owner satisfaction ratings are consistently high, and the vehicle appears near the top of every dependability study. This reliability translates directly into resale value, with 5-year-old Highlander Hybrids commanding impressive prices on the used market. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're making an investment that will retain its value far better than competing Honda models. 1. Toyota Grand Highlander Hybrid. Finally, we come to the newest and perhaps most impressive entry in Toyota's SUV lineup, the Grand Highlander Hybrid. Introduced for 2024, this vehicle represents Toyota's answer to buyers who want even more space and luxury than the standard Highlander provides, and it's an absolute home run. The Grand Highlander Hybrid uses an enhanced version of Toyota's hybrid system, producing 262 horsepower and delivering fuel economy of 35 miles per gallon in the city and 32 on the highway. For a vehicle of this size and capability, those numbers are simply remarkable. You're getting full-size SUV space with mid-size SUV fuel consumption, which is a combination that Honda simply cannot match with any of their current offerings. The interior of the Grand Highlander Hybrid is where Toyota really flexed their muscles. This is a genuinely premium environment that competes favorably with luxury brands, let alone mainstream competitors like Honda. The materials are top-notch throughout, with leather, real wood, and soft-touch surfaces dominating every surface you're likely to touch. The seats are exceptionally comfortable and supportive, with heating, ventilation, and massage functions available in higher trims. Space is the Grand Highlander Hybrid's calling card. The second-row captain's chairs offer limousine-like legroom with enough space that even tall adults can stretch out comfortably. The third row is genuinely usable for adults, not just children, which is a rarity in this segment. Even with all three rows in use, you have 17 cubic feet of cargo space, and with the third row folded, you're looking at a cavernous 52 cubic feet. This is a vehicle that can genuinely handle 7 passengers and their luggage without compromise. Technology in the Grand Highlander Hybrid is cutting edge. The standard 12.3-inch touchscreen is complemented by a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster that's configurable and easy to read. The available head-up display projects key information onto the windshield, and the surround view camera system makes parking this large SUV effortless. Wireless charging, multiple USB-C ports, and rear seat entertainment options ensure that everyone stays connected and entertained. The Grand Highlander Hybrid also offers advanced safety features that Honda simply doesn't match. Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 includes proactive driving assist, which can help you stay centered in your lane and maintain proper following distance with subtle steering and braking inputs. The system can also detect oncoming traffic when you're turning left and apply brakes if necessary to prevent a collision. These are features you'd expect in luxury vehicles, and Toyota is delivering them in a mainstream product. Resale value projections for the Grand Highlander Hybrid are extremely strong. Given Toyota's track record with hybrid SUVs and the Grand Highlander's impressive feature set, experts predict it will retain 65 to 70% of its value after 5 years. That's luxury vehicle territory and miles ahead of anything Honda is offering. When you factor in the fuel savings and lower maintenance costs, the total cost of ownership makes the Grand Highlander Hybrid a significantly smarter financial choice than competing Honda models. So there you have it, the 3 Honda SUVs you should avoid in 2025 and the 3 Toyota SUVs that represent smart, reliable investments. The Honda Passport, HR-V, and Pilot all suffer from various combinations of poor value, mediocre technology, compromised driving experiences, and declining reliability. Meanwhile, the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, Highlander Hybrid, and Grand Highlander Hybrid deliver exceptional fuel economy, proven reliability, superior technology, and strong resale values. Whether you're in the market for a compact SUV like the RAV4 Hybrid, a mid-size 3-row like the Highlander Hybrid, or a spacious people hauler like the Grand Highlander Hybrid, Toyota has you covered with vehicles that will serve you reliably for years, while retaining their value far better than the competition. Your future self, looking at repair bills and resale values 5 years from now, will thank you for making the smart choice today. Thanks for watching, and if you found this comparison helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our automotive insights. What are your thoughts on Honda versus Toyota? Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going.